Welcome to ASC Introduction Part 2, Chapter 2. This CentList presentation continues where Chapter 1 left off. After your profile info is to your liking, the first thing you'll want to do is register an entity or entities under which you'll post your listings. However, before doing that, if you have a logo or image you want to post which represents your entity or entities, it's best to upload it or them first. At this present stage, CentList does not provide a way to delete image file names, so be sure to give each image a unique name to help distinguish it from other titles. Return to Seller menu. Click Upload Images. This brings up the Upload Images page. Click the Browse button to open the File Upload dialog box. Search for the file name you want to upload. Right-click on that file and click Properties to make sure it's within the allowable limit of 150 kilobytes. If it is, click the Open button. Then click the Submit button on the Upload Images page. You'll then receive an indication that the file has successfully been uploaded. If it's greater than the 150 kilobyte limit, you'll receive an error message with a greater than sign in front of the 150 kilobyte limit. Reduce the resolution of the image, resave it, and then try again. Repeat these steps for other images you want to upload. When finished, return to Seller menu. Click Edit Entities to go to Entity Editor. The difference between the CentList model and that of some other sites is indeed the fact that CentList allows sellers to list multiple entities under which to post their listings. It therefore makes it more convenient and appropriate to list both your business and personal items for sale. For example, if you register the entities Jane Doe's Legal Services and Jane Doe, you would list all things pertaining to legal services under Jane Doe's Legal Services. You certainly wouldn't want to list negligee, black, size 10, brand new under that entity. That's strictly Jane Doe. An allowable entity is yourself or any business, organization, or individual you officially represent. Each entity you register should have its own SSN, EIN, DUNS, which is Dun and Bradstreet number, or some other unique official identification. However, the one exception is that each seller member may register one personal entity, which could be either the member's real name or a handle used for the entity. Further details are given at the bottom of the Entity Editor. In Available Entities, make sure Add an Entity is selected. In Entity Name, type in the name of your entity. Next, if you have an image representing the entity, use the Image Selector to select it. The Image Selector is the blue box with the downward pointing arrow on the opposite side of Upload Images. The remaining fields are self-explanatory and should be filled with the data most directly applicable to the entity being registered. Beside each field are publicity boxes that you can check to make the data visible to the public. Unchecking any box hides that data from the public. When finished, check the Terms box and then click the Add button to register your entity. Repeat these steps for all other entities you want to register. Return to Seller menu and click Upload Images to upload the images for the listings you want to post now. When finished, return to Seller menu and click Edit Listings to access Listing Editor. In Available Entities, select the entity under which you wish to post the listing. The listing form will now appear. In Available Listings, make sure Add a Listing is selected. Next, if you have images, use the image selectors, the blue boxes with black arrows, to select the image or images for the listing. In the Type field, select whether you're listing a product or service. Then give it a title in the Title field. Next, if you have a website, type in the most convenient URL regarding the listing. Next, if you want viewers to be able to use local search filters to find you when they search particular locales, use the country, state, province, and city filters to allow them to narrow their search as much as you wish. So, if you want them to be able to narrow their search for you just down to the country, just select your country. Down to the state, province, Then after selecting the country, select the state or province. If down to a city, select the country, the state or province, and then type in the name of the city. In categories, check the boxes of as many categories that apply to your listing. Selecting all categories cancels all other selections. However, do not select all categories if it doesn't apply. If your listing is for a product, you'll be able to type in either a UPC, ASIN, or ISBN code, but only one of these. Finally, type or paste in your description and click the Add button to post your listing. Return to Seller menu. After clicking the Edit Entities button, you'll again go to Entity Editor. In Available Entities, you'll now be able to select any entity or entities you've registered by clicking the selector and selecting an entity. You may now edit that entity, delete it, as well as determine which info the public sees via the publicity boxes. To rename the entity, type in the new name in the entity name field. The rest of the fields are self-explanatory. To view the entity, click the View link on the left. Return to Seller menu. Click Edit Listings to go to Listing Editor. In Available Entities, select the entity under which the listing you want to edit is listed. Next, in Available Listings, select the listing you want to edit. You'll now be able to edit the listing, delete it, or list a similar item. To add or delete categories, just check or uncheck the boxes. Click the Update button when finished editing the listing. The View link allows you to see the detailed listing. If listing a similar item, click the List Similar Item button. Provide whatever data you need for that listing, and then click the Add button when finished. Return to Seller menu. As a seller member, you'll be able to recruit new seller members and get credited for them by way of recruited by links that will appear on their index page, their entity info page, on all their listings, as well as in master list search results. Also, top recruiters will appear in the top 100 recruiters list, accessible from the interactive home page. Plus, recruiters will be able to participate in special projects CentList enacts that help promote seller members as well as the CentList cause in general. Click Send Invitation. This provides a convenient way to invite others to become CentList interactive seller members. After your recipient clicks on your invitation in his or her email, a link will be included leading to a registration form with your member number already included as the recruiter ID. Return to Seller menu. Click View Recruits to view your recruitment status. You may scroll or use the Fast Access menu. In your potential recruits, you can accept or reject any recruits listed. If accepted, the potential recruits then go to CentList for final approval. Clicking on any of their names leads to the Contact Us page, where you can send them an email. Recruits pending CentList review is a listing of those potential recruits whom CentList is yet to accept or reject. As long as they are listed there, you may unaccept them if you wish. The rest of the files are self-explanatory. Before recruiting, be sure to read the instructions by going to CentList.com, clicking the Static Site link, clicking Recruitment Resources in the page's bottom links, and then clicking Instructions. Besides instructions, also consult recruitment resources for any other info you need regarding recruiting. This concludes Chapter 2 of Part 2 of the ASC Introduction. In upcoming days, look for the series of presentations illustrating the terrific features planned for the future development of the CentList project, with the projected title being AdSpread Collective Introduction, Part 2, Chapter 3, CentList, Cheap Listings and Future Development. The actual title may vary. Also, look for presentations giving details concerning the future stages of development planned for all other ASC enterprises. Until then, this is Keith, in the struggle for a better world.